Okay, so I just want to do a quick video. I want to give everyone a quick briefing on where we're at. We're just about halfway through January here, just over halfway through January, heading towards the end here. And I thought I'd give everyone a quick update. I know some people had asked about the change in the transfer agent. That needed to be done. We had some, or I had some issues or concerns in reference to how that transfer agent was interacting with our shareholders and the timeliness of processing requests. So that needed to be changed. Also, they were further away, and that wasn't really very helpful. So what I'm doing is I'm restructuring things so that most of any third-party providers and subcontractors will most likely be, as much as possible, in the Tampa Bay area, so that should there be an issue or concern that can be addressed locally very quickly. This will make us more efficient, and it'll also be less distracting for me, because these matters won't go on or be drawn out. So I've made quite a few changes, to be honest with you. Most of them are probably no concern to the shareholders, but we are changing quite a few of our providers, already have, and we're onboarding some new companies. We'll be making some announcements on that as well. We just recently onboarded a company that's going to be helping with a few things, and we'll get into that into a future video. As far as where we are right now, so this morning I did two Zoom calls with two of the CEOs. We're going to do another one next week. So today's Friday. You'll probably start seeing those videos towards the latter part of next week. I wanted to make sure that those are banked and you get some updates as to what happened last year, a little recap, and a very brief overview on where we are and what we're looking for forward in 2022 in each company, right? Or in a few of the subsidiaries, not all of them, a few things that are happening or up and coming over the next few weeks. I wanted to make sure that you had an idea of what those are. These will be short videos. One was 12 minutes, another one was 20-ish minutes, 20, 21 minutes. The next one probably will be in between that, 15 minutes or so. And that'll give you a little bit of an insight and kind of build expectations or manage expectations. I know a lot of people have been calling in, sending messages through the social media apparatus of the company. So I thought this might be helpful. So what are we going to be doing? So a couple of the subsidiaries have a few things going. Ossifix is one. We'll be getting into that in the future. H2O, obviously, many of you are aware. The Dreaming Company is another one. So we're going to be providing a lot more imagery, videos. A lot of people have been asking things like, how come we don't get to see the manufacturing, or it'd be really cool to see this type of tech. Some of it is intentional. Most of it's not intentional, right? So some things that are proprietary that we have concerns with, the patents aren't filed yet. We're in the process of filing a full suite of patents. There's quite a few patents getting filed this year. And have been filed from last year and are under review. So once we get those done, we'll be a little more comfortable with releasing some video and imagery. But we do intend to do that. A lot of the stuff is we just haven't gotten to it. There's a lot of things happening in the background, and I know as a shareholder on the outside or as a consumer, you don't see that. So we're going to be working on being a little more transparent as to what's going on. A lot of this stuff, though, I think most of you understand. When I'm in the middle of negotiating certain things or changing out providers or partners, that's not something I'm going to give any advance notice of. We need to have the freedom to be able to negotiate those things unencumbered. And then what we'll do is once it is of significant or material change to the company or something we think is of interest, then we'll release that. So obviously the transfer agent was a material change. Everyone needs to be made aware of that in case you need to contact the transfer agent. So that's something. But changing other service providers and people within the supply chain, I didn't think that was material enough or something that many people would be interested in. Where are you getting your aluminum? Where are you getting carbon fiber? Where are you getting this? So I don't think that is significant or something that would be of interest. If it is, let us know, and we can put together something. Hopefully we'll work with our providers. Maybe we come up with something that would be interesting, some video within the manufacturing process. I have no problem with that as well. So you will see some video. I know Ossifix is going to be reporting some surgeries that will be taking place with the bone pin and a few other things. Then we'll be transitioning into Clearview, and you'll see some of those surgeries. So it should be pretty interesting. Keep in mind that we're not going to show everything. Some of those videos can be kind of graphic when you're talking about surgery. And then there's also some privacy concerns. So we need to make sure that we get approval to release that from the patient, from the doctor, et cetera. Okay, but anything that we can, I have no problem sharing. As far as up and coming events, what I'd like to do is let's get past a few of the announcements we need to make. And then I'd like to do another Ask the CEOs, try to get those once a month. I got a lot of feedback and phone calls after the last video. So I want to make sure that I'm accessible and that you can get your questions answered. Again, this is going to be a short video, so I just want to touch on a few quick bullet points here. So send those questions in. We'll start compiling those questions and making sure that we can field as many of those questions as possible, provided we're at liberty to discuss certain matters. We are getting a lot of questions. I would think by now most shareholders are sophisticated enough to know what you can ask and what you can't ask. Some people were disappointed that I wouldn't answer certain questions. Anything that's going to be about what's happening in the future, any advance notice on anything, we're not going to get into those types of specifics, especially on a private email or direct message, right? If we're going to make an announcement, it has to be to everyone. That is what's fair to all of our fellow shareholders. So asking for insight, that would be insider information. Asking contract names, dollar amounts, we've gotten a few of those. You're wasting your time. I know a few of you become frustrated with the social media team. Understand something. If you have a concern about the social media team and any of their actions, feel free to call me because they check with me on everything. So there's a 99% chance it's something you're upset with. You're not upset with them, you're upset with me, right? So give me a call directly. So if things are getting addressed or if someone's being cut off and saying, you know, this is not accurate, you're really dealing with the result of a decision that I made, okay? So, and that's something that's important. I don't want to harp on it, but if there's anything that's posted to the corporate apparatus, any social media platform belonging to the company or any of the websites, that is going to be addressed very, very quickly because it's important that shareholders are able to go to these sites and get accurate factual information. Now, if you're upset with me and on something that we've done or not done, I take no issue with that. I actually probably empathize with you more than you realize because you're on the outside looking in. You don't have the benefit of sitting in this chair. So I understand that. I don't take it personally at all. But what I will say is if you say something that's not accurate, the social media team has been directed by me to make sure that does not remain there. So if it's not accurate, it's not going to remain. And if you persist in that or become belligerent, like I've said before, it's not baseball. It's no 3 strikes you're out. And they know if I find out about it, there'll be a problem between myself and them if they did not address it very quickly, very swiftly. So there's other platforms that you can use for that. I have no problem with that. There's many boards that you can go to and say whatever you like. That's fine. But when it has our name on it, it has to be accurate, even if it's to our detriment. So I think that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way disclosure works. So another thing I'll touch on is, since we talk about disclosure here, the new Qs and disclosures will be out in a couple of weeks. I know that we talked about kind of reviewing those in the past. We just ran out of time. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. I will really do my best to make sure that we can do a video where we go through that, because I've got a lot of questions and people just don't understand how to read them. And that's understandable if you don't do it for a living. I get that. So as soon as I have time, we will walk you through that. I'll get Tom on a video call and we'll walk you through line by line on everything that's happening within those disclosure statements. They're going to be changing. The format is pretty much where it's going to stay. We're going to be adding some more disclosure to it, but we need to get past audits. We need to make sure we get this S1 done. My main priority is making sure that we're a fully reporting, fully audited company, and that we can move forward with some of the other things that we have lined up in the capital markets as far as some investment and some capital that we are seeking to expand and grow the company via some credit lines and so forth. So, and we're going to be talking about that very shortly. That's why I'm talking about it now. We have some things that are coming to their conclusion, and I'm going to give you an update. Okay. So I hope everybody has had a great holiday, and I hope everybody is staying safe. And I'll talk to you shortly, probably within a week or so. You'll see some videos, and then we do have some press releases. I had a lot of questions on that. We have some press releases coming out. Q1 has a lot going on in it. I'm looking at one, two, three, four. Right now, there are 5 releases that are pending approval, and then they go to with each with each company or anybody involved, and then also they go to legal, and then they're approved. So, a couple weeks, you'll see an uptick in that information. There's a lot we have to get out to you. Okay. Again, I hope everybody's doing great, and I will talk to you in a week or so. Thanks. Bye.